What's up guys, welcome back again to my channel and to my kitchen. So today I'll show you how I make some juicy leg and thighs in my kitchen. So if you are interested, keep on watching. So here I have my nicely seasoned and marinated chicken. Now I'm using the legs and thighs as I said earlier. Now I marinated my chicken overnight. For best results, yeah, marinate overnight. But if you don't have that much time, just season your chicken and bake it just like that. It will be perfect. Now I season mine with my favorite seasoning, so remember to check the description box below for the ingredients. So here I added some oil to my baking dish. So I'm just using a pastry brush to grease the bowl. When you grease the bowl, the chicken will not stick to the bowl. Also, for easier cleanup, you could just use some aluminum foil to line your baking dish. I did not use any, but trust me, when you use aluminum foil, you will have easier cleanup. So I'm just going to layer. I'm gonna place my chicken pieces in the baking dish. Now, there's no specific order, but I just like my thing to look uniform. So I place my legs and thighs upside down, and I place my thighs on the opposite ends. So all of that marinade, ensure that you pour it on your chicken. So you can bake a chicken without the skin, but the skin do chop all of that moisture. And when I marinate a chicken with the skin on, it will have a nicer taste also. So I preheated my oven. So what I'm going to do now is to place the chicken pieces in the oven. So the oven temperature will be listed in the description box as well. Now at this point, as I said, I'm going to transfer my chicken into the oven. But bear in mind that when you marinate your chicken, if you place it in the refrigerator, ensure that you remove your chicken from the fridge at least an hour so that it can thaw fully, because you don't want to bake your cold chicken. It will become dry and trashy. So after about half an hour, this is how my chicken pieces look. They have a nice golden color. Now as you can see guys, it has some crystallized areas. That's the sugar. I did add some liquid sugar to mine. So as I said, the ingredients will be listed in the description box. So what I'm going to do now with all of that juice, I'm going to remove it from the baking dish. But for me, some person, they would just pour all of that juice from the baking dish with the chicken in it. But remember, it's hot. So what I like to do is I like to remove my chicken pieces first. So for safety, you remove the chicken pieces first, and then you pour out your juices. Now some chicken will release more juice than some, but the juices have all of that nice flavor. So guess what, you don't want to waste it. Alright, so I'm gonna be using all of that nice sauce to make all of that juice to make a sauce. So first I'm going to remove my chicken pieces, and then I am going to make the sauce. So I'm just gonna be using a fork to remove my chicken pieces from the bowl. As I said before, if you don't want to go that route there, just remove the juices. You can use a turkey baster just to really remove all that juice, or I'm gonna be using a fork to take out my chicken pieces first. So guys, if you're still watching me thus far, make sure you subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss another upload. And if you do enjoy the recipe, give it a thumbs up. Also share the video, spread the love, tell everybody about Tamara recipes. Now my chicken, they're looking beautiful. They have a nice golden brown color. But guess what guys, I love when my chicken is fully baked, you well baked. So after I remove all that juice, I'm going to place my chicken pieces back into the oven for another half an hour or so. Now guys, the chicken is halfway baked, so I baked mine for about an hour. So at this point, as you can see, even though the chicken they only bake for half an hour, they have a nice beautiful golden brown color already. So I used some liquid sugar, and I also added some tomato ketchup. So because I added those ingredients, so and added some paprika and all them nice season there, so the chicken tend to have a nice bright color. Now because both sides are fully baked, I am going have a nice golden brown color, I should say. I'm just gonna turn them on to this side, and then I'm going to let them finish bake for another half an hour. Now if you love a chicken halfway done, then of course you could just eat the chicken straight away like this, but for me, as I said, my chicken have to well bake, so I am just going to put it back into the oven and bake it for another half an hour, as I said. But if at this point your chicken doesn't have a nice golden brown color on the other side, then you could just turn them over and let them bake. So I transferred my liquid into a pot. Alright, so that is what I have there. So I'm gonna be making some sauce now. Because this liquid has a lot of flavor, so I'm not going to be really adding any more ingredients, just a few more. But first I'm going to be adding some water. Now I am adding like a half a cup more water. Bear in mind that you could add more water, or if you don't want to add any more, then it is fine. You could just use the gravy as it is. Alright, so after adding the water, I am going to be adding a few more seasonings. So I'm just going to add some chili powder. No, I'm not adding a lot. I'm also going to be adding my garlic powder. Now if you want to add onion powder, you can as well. For this recipe, I didn't add no onion powder. I'm also going to be adding some adobo seasoning. So I'm adding like a quarter teaspoon for each. Then I'm going to give it a nice mix. Now I added maybe like 2 tablespoons of tomato ketchup while I was seasoning the chicken. But guess what guys, I love tomato ketchup, so I'm gonna add a little bit more to make my sauce. You don't have to, but because I love tomato ketchup, I'm adding some more. Now if you taste the sauce and you need a little sweetness to it, then you could add some brown sugar at this point as well. But I did add some sweetener already to the chicken when I was seasoning it, so you don't really need much more sugar. Now if you don't like tomato ketchup, then I never tried the tomato paste, but if you don't try, you're not gonna know, right? So you could add some tomato paste, sorry. Now I'm tasting my sauce. If your sauce is runny, then you could add some slurry. Now slurry is a mixture of cornstarch with some water. Now because I added tomato ketchup, so I'm not gonna be adding any slurry. As it boils, it will get thicker. I'm adding a cork full of white vinegar. Then I'm going to mix it nicely, let it simmer for about 3 to 4 more minutes on a low flame, because guys, I don't want all of my sauce to dry out. Now after I'm finished cooking the sauce, I will return and let you see what I do next. So at this point, the sauce thickened and it's looking amazing. As you saw earlier, I didn't add much ingredients to it. Alright guys, so after about 20 more minutes, so in total the chicken baked for about 50 minutes. I do like mine to have a very dark color. Now bear in mind that you could just eat the chicken just as it is and just pour your sauce on your rice or so, anything that you want to eat it with. But because I like my chicken to have a dark color, so I'm just going to push it back into the oven for about 10 more minutes. Now at this point, my chicken is looking amazing. I'm having mine with some rice and peas, some plantain, and some veggies. Now, as I said before, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the recipe, and don't forget to subscribe.